Whew. It's another sweltering summer here in the crypt. And I'm here with my friends Thelonius, the Demon King. The Blizzard Wizard's cooling us off a little bit.
Whew. I need a little bit more breeze over here. Starting to sweat.
I'm doing just fine because this is marginally better than anywhere that I've ever been.
I can see that. And, you know, we're decked out for 4th of July, of course, since it 'tis the season. But summer, it gets hot, you stagnate. We're not doing all that much else. There's not a whole ton going on, really.
I don't think there's any problem with that. You've got your decorations, you've got some food. I think we deserve a break every now and then.
Certainly, you know, the campaigns you're in a good place politically as the governor of the moon. Nice position to be in, and we could just kick back and celebrate this uneventful 4th of July with maybe a hot dog or a popsicle or something like that. What? The phone's ringing. Let me check this out. Hello?
Hello, this is Abby Lennon. Is this Count Gauntly?
This is he.
Oh, wonderful. I'm trying to reach Governor Thelonius. Is there any chance that he is with you?
Talking about you, Thelonius.
Me?
Yeah, he's here. What's the situation?
Yes, if you could just inform him. Abby Lennon, the campaign manager from his lunar race, is calling. Yes, I'm calling. I want to inform him he's polling in the double digits for the upcoming presidential race, due in no part to my campaigning. And I wanted to know how interested he is in continuing to pursue this race.
You're saying that he is in the running for President of the United States? The presidential race, huh? Did you even know you were running?
Well, I mean, I had it on the back burner for a while, but I never would have imagined double digits.
Governor Thelonius, it's been a long time. It's so good to see you.
Miss Lennon, glad you could be here.
Who are these folks here?
Wonderful to meet you. Would you say good to meet me or great to meet me?
Fair. Okay.
I will go with great.
I am Preston Beck.
Preston
pollster.
Beck.
Yes.
Hello.
I do polls. I am
polls. You got questions.
Perhaps you heard my previous polls. Jennifer Aniston or Miley Cyrus, who wore it best, and Justin Bieber. What will he date next?
You ask the hard-hitting questions,
Absolutely.
it seems. Okay, so you've come down here to the crypt beneath ground, but you look like pretty normal folks. What is unfolding here?
We're here, I don't know how apparent the current political situation has been down in the crypt, but it's very exciting for those of us interested in a new sort of race.
Yes.
Now, we have gone lunar before, but I am excited about these United States of America. You could be the very next president. No one is particularly excited about our current contestants. But with this man here,
hello
you
again.
can have the poll results and questions to
Pardon
make
me.
you president.
That's right. Yes. I have many questions.
Okay, well, shoot away. Why not?
Nice mustache.
Thank you. That was a very easy first question.
Oh, he's already knocking him out of the park.
We're
So,
vetting him
if
for
we're going
the
to take this
talk
man
shows.
and we're going to make him president,
Are you prepared?
That's the goal.
The people are going to make him president.
That is the way that it works, as I've been told.
I was born ready. I know that this has always been what I've been meant to be. So maybe we should start by building a team of some sort, right?
Absolutely.
We've got some able-bodied people here that I assume can have value to my campaign, right?
I would love to see a broader campaign. Let's see who we've got.
Yeah, so we gotta, build up a team. You're a campaign manager, so I'm gonna leave this to you, guys. Let's have a little bit of a powwow here. Discuss. You can vet them. Hit them up with some hard-hitting questions. As you were
So
wont
tell
to
me,
do.
yes, please, yes, thank you. Tell me, please, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you work?
I work a pretty good amount.
Yes.
I mean, I am the Blizzard Wizard. I try my best to keep things cool,
Cool, doing it, coming at it, yeah, absolutely. And yes, over here we have what's your name, sir?
I am the Demon King, and this is my wife, Shelly.
Well, nice to meet you, ma'am. Yeah. So please tell us, how do you see Thelonius fitting in?
She doesn't like to talk much, but I've only been here for a little bit, and I see some much needed potential to run these great United States that I think we live in. I don't really know.
That's right. That's very good to hear. And do you have any questions, campaign manager?
Well, I believe the only last person is Count Gauntly.
Okay, yes, well, my name is Count Gauntly. I host old movies here beneath the ground. I have that media presence, I like to think. Reach out to the masses, bring them together, and of course, brainwash them.
All right, I think I've got it. Right here, you seem young, hip, and it seems like you have a way with words.
Cool.
I do.
Cool. He used the word cool. That was the word.
Cool
did
is
indeed.
great. It's hitting around it.
And I think I can connect with the cool teens these days. Like there have been some cool teens lately, but all of the coolest teens have been feeling the burn, and I'm gonna help them feel the soothe.
All right,
and
you're gonna cool it down for
Yes,
Thelonius
absolutely.
here. I love it.
Exactly,
All right,
exactly. I
you're a
like this.
Speechwriter. Can you handle this?
I absolutely can.
Wizard, speechwriter, awesome. And
Thank
right
you.
here, how would you feel about being a spin doctor? Would
Spin
you be
doctor.
prepared for that?
All right, get the message out there and just spin things the way we want them to go.
Yes,
All right,
keep
I'll
going.
start practicing right now.
Yes,
Wait,
spin it, spin that story.
Spinning.
Do I not get a job?
Beautiful spinning. Spinning. This, I'm mesmerized by the spinning.
All right, save it for the primaries.
Okay, who else?
That's a good one.
What do you got? You filled up the roster now?
I think
We have
of course, president.
Wait, so
we have 2 over
I
here.
don't get a job in. All right, that's it. I'm running for president myself. You're going down.
Oh my.
I'm very. We'll work on this. Do not worry.
I
Have it
honestly,
under control.
I would have liked to have him on a team somehow, but you know what? 2 people is a lot, so.
I wouldn't worry too much. He's only polling in single digits right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got some past experience running successful campaigns, right? So you know
That's
how to teach this guy, steer him right.
True. In fact, I would really like for us to take some moment to learn from these past campaigns. Betty Boop for president.
Some of you have money, while some are poor, you know. If you send me to Washington, I'll just divide the dough. Oh, when I'm the president.
When I'm the president, I'll handle all the money. When I'm the president. We want Betty, we want Betty.
Now, if you have a sister and want a brother too, tell Pa and Ma to vote for me. I'll see what I can do.
We want Betty, we want Betty, we want Betty, we want Betty. Who am I? Who am I? Who am takes his life? Mr. Nobody. Who'll protect the voters' right? Mr. Nobody. Who fills up your flour keg? Who cares if you have to beg? Who cares if you break a leg? Mr. Nobody. Boo, boo. Boo, boo. When you're hungry, who feeds you? Mr. Nobody. Who cares what becomes of you? Mr. Nobody. Should you wake some early dawn, find a new milkman is on. Who cares if your wife is gone? Mr. Nobody. Boo, boo. Boo.
Oh, when I'm the president.
When I'm the president, I won't talk on the radio when I'm the president. Oh, when I'm the president.
When I'm the president. I'll show you how I'll run the house when I'm the president. What this country is in need of is a lot of hidey-ho, boop-a-doops and chocolate ice cream.
We say yes and we say no.
Now we will give things for nothing, movies, cabarets, and jazz.
We accept it.
We reject it.
You're an elephant.
You're an ass.
Yeah.
You have heard all my suggestions, and with me you all agree. Now we'll have a perfect country. These improvements you will see.
Goodness gracious me.
Oh, when I'm the president, when I'm the president, I'll give you all a great big kiss when I'm the president.
All right. So I think that was pretty educational. What do you think?
I think it gave me a good foundation. I have to admit, she's not the candidate that I would expect to do so well, but maybe I can follow some of her examples and get things off to a good start.
I like her position on trade policy.
Yeah, I mean, people are looking for a Washington outsider, and you can't get much more outside than the moon.
That's true.
Your favorite stomping grounds.
Well
So-
outside, yes. We're very excited about this, and I'm very excited about our new team. But I do think we have some practicing to do.
All right,
Good
yeah, we're
point,
going to
good
face a
point.
lot of challenges on the campaign trail, so we got to be ready for the obstacles we're going to face.
Absolutely. All right, let's start with you, Blizzard Wizard. All right, you're working on your speeches. I want to hear something that you would be doing for climate. What could you say about climate?
Well, I'd imagine since this is a space election, it's probably Democrats versus Democrats. So, we really got to be careful with what we say about the climate. But, I don't know, let's keep things cold. Global warming is no good.
I like it. All right, let's
No
see.
good.
It's not.
It's no good at all.
No good.
So Democrats versus Democrats in a space election?
Yes.
Explain.
Well, the Democrats are the ones that like space travel, as far as I'm educated.
All right, I got
so
it. I
it's
got
all
you.
Democrats.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
It helps.
So what we need to do is we need to either be more Democratic or less Democratic than others in order to have a good stance in this election.
I like it, playing the middle of the
you
line.
could be a campaign
All right.
manager. That's
All right, this is a very interesting.
Very
I
deep,
like this
very-
theory.
Thank
All
you.
right, great. All right, one more though before you're done. You're going to be working with young people. What can you say about parents?
Well, we're gonna be on the moon, so in in a specific movie, they're on the moon, and in that movie, they get rid of all the parents. So I think we need to get rid of all the parents, because that's what cool, rebellious teens like. So we need to tell the
interesting.
cool, rebellious teens that parents are out.
That's an
This is
interesting
very
dynamic
dangerous.
perspective. I kind of like it. I don't know.
different.
I don't know how the parents are going to
Very
react to that. I'm gonna have to somehow please them, but
Well,
I like
we don't
it.
necessarily have to actually get rid of them. We just tell the kids that. We can also just get rid of them.
wow.
So you can speak directly to the kids. I'm going to leave you in charge of that. I love it. All right, I need you to go and write some more speeches. Get that stump peach going. Okay.
All right. So then where do I factor into this? What have I got to do?
All right, well, you're going to have the hardest job of all. You're going to have to deal with the press. And I know you've met our good friend here, Mr. Beck,
Preston Beck.
That's right.
Preston Beck himself. Now, you are going to deal with some very difficult ones, but none as difficult and hard-hitting as Preston Beck.
So I got to be ready to lay out the message of the campaign,
That's it.
answer the questions of the press, make sure they only know and feel what we want them to.
That's it.
So I think I can do this.
All right, let's see
What do
it.
you got?
That's right. Okay. So first question: pandas, are they real?
I have seen one in a book, but I've also seen a dragon in a book. And really old people.
All right, we need to-
very young people too.
All right. We need to figure that one out. Number 2.
All right.
All right.
This is pretty hard hitting.
You got this. You got this. You can do this.
I can
Come
do
on.
this.
All
I
right.
got this.
Healthcare. Death panels.
Doctors,
Death panels.
patients,
What happened to the death panels?
money,
That's right. What?
lots of money. But some poor people, it's rough. But they need it. Everyone needs it. Wealth,
Yeah, absolutely.
distribution.
I'm very impressed with his response to that one.
All right, I think that one went all right. Let's get one more.
Practice. A little
Okay,
more practice,
third
I
one.
think
Third
would
one.
be
Here we
good.
go. Could you elaborate on Thelonius's trade policy in regards to the Trans-Pacific Partnership?
This one could be very important.
Do tell me exactly what my stance is, please.
This is a stumper. I gotta eat my Wheaties. Next time I promise I got this. But right now, most of my knowledge is based on movies that no one has seen. So maybe I overjudge my abilities in knowing the will of the vox populi and being able to appropriately confound it.
One of the most important traits is being able to recognize when you don't have the most important traits. I appreciate your.
Okay, so maybe we need somebody else. Who else we got here? Might be able to spin our message. I feel like usually if I stand here in the crypt and I shout, some people show up.
Freak
We're getting
slice?
okay, there's gotta be somebody else out there.
This is entirely unorthodox.
No, you just gotta look.
Do you need help shouting?
Maybe there's someone out there. Help me shout for a
Okay.
spin doctor.
Shouting.
Spin
I am
doctor.
shouting.
Spin doctor.
Anyone,
Spin
really?
doctor.
Just someone.
Okay, here, wait. I see somebody drawing near here.
Just a minute here, just a minute here. I hear what this conversation is going on here, and I'm not happy with this situation at all. This is a good man here to be the next president, Thelonius, and you guys are doing the best job you can do, but there's more we can do, believe me. And I am the snake doctor, as you can see by my snakes right here, and I'm a witch doctor at the same time, and I have an idea that we have a lot of cemeteries around this area, and I have an idea that we can send my snakes out and they will sniff the bodies from the cemeteries, and we will raise them up and we will use their names and we will send them to the polls on election day, and Mr. Thelonius over here will become our next president. That's what we're going to do, by golly. Now, what do you think of that?
I had an idea like that since the Kennedys. I love it. Here we go.
That sounds like a fantastic plan.
We are going.
Obviously, you found the right guy for the job.
I am
He's
the
already got
doctor.
doctor in his name too.
Twice over.
That's why they call me. That's why they call me the snake doctor, because I'm alive and I'm well. My heart is beating, and I have this terrific idea about the cemeteries.
Yes.
And my snakes will help us.
Thank you so much, Snake
I
Doctor.
understood that one.
I think this is going to flow. I think this is going to flow well. You're in a good place. But now I got to figure out what's next for me. You know, I feel like as the host of the show, I got to be there in some kind of tertiary capacity.
Yes, I mean, there's always paranormal activity happening all around the world. Maybe you should just stick to that territory. And
Actually, that's a good idea, because there could be some very unusual forces bearing up against a campaign of this sort when we've got such an unorthodox candidate, such an unorthodox but admittedly winning vivacious strategy. We could face some weird stuff out there.
And it's only going to get weirder, so we need you on that.
Yeah, I'm going to deal with all the weird things that could face this campaign. Like,
That sounds like a lot.
for instance, it's a lot, but just one example would be the werewolf of Washington.
Oh gosh!
dear.
Don't tell. Don't.
But we're gonna be ready, guys.
Okay.
Just watch this.
That it could happen in America. That it could happen now. That it could ever happen to me. Jack Whittier is my name. Maybe you remember my byline. I was the youngest member of the Washington Press Corps, its fastest rising star. One of the best and brightest, as we used to say. Before so much blood passed under those pretty Potomac bridges. I was having an affair with the president's daughter, and I wanted out. Without hurting her feelings, or frankly, my career. So I had my paper reassign me to our bureau in Budapest. Somehow, the president heard I was banished for being too pro-administration. And he offered me a job which I couldn't refuse. Which is where the terrible events that were to destroy my career and my life begin. Yeah, I'm fitting all the pieces together now. Beginning to think that while I was in Budapest, I was brainwashed or something. Yeah, to cover up some political activities here. Assassinations. No. What? I just hope your Secret Service man never publishes a book. No, maybe you better not. Oh, God. Please. Let me go through this.
So I feel like the campaign's going pretty strong.
Yes.
With the masterful strategy of the Snake Doctor. We learned how to banish any werewolves that might come our way.
I think we've been very well off since we've, not learned how to deal with that werewolf issue. Honestly, I did not know it was as pressing as it was, surprisingly.
Yeah, I mean, you learn all kinds of things on this show.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
And so, Mr. Polster, how are we faring?
The werewolf. The werewolf thing, it did not affect the polls whatsoever. You're still polling in double digits.
Cool. Okay, good. So we're doing good
Two
though.
digits, but you could be polling in triple digits.
Are you serious? Are we that close?
Yes, and you need to be courting, support from parties.
Ah,
so
that's
I brought.
true.
Everyone likes a party.
That's right. Everyone likes a party, and so with I just love parties. Do you like parties?
I think it's about time we had a party, but
absolutely.
The more the merrier.
Parties. Let's bring in a couple of parties and talk
All right,
about
some party animals
party
maybe.
options.
Yes.
I don't know about this business of Republicans and Democrats. I think we should call it the Snake Party.
Well, let's see what they have
Who's
to
this
say.
guy with this
Okay.
big
All
elephant
right, so we
coming
got a
up
guy
now?
here.
My goodness gracious.
Well, hello, Thelonius.
Hello, Mr. Elephant.
Yes, I'm the ghost of Party Republican. And I was wondering how you would feel about coming on over to our party.
Well, certainly you are quite large, and you've got quite the sizable weapon there. Tell me, why should I join you? You should be trying to convince me as far as I'm concerned. I'm the one leading.
Alrighty, well first I will let you in on the benefits of having a Republican moon president. I think you would be a great president for us because there's two opportunities on the moon. Now, there's two things the Republicans like. Capitalism and Christianity.
Oh, okay.
And there's probably oil on the moon.
Don't forget guns.
And, yeah, we do like guns as well.
Cool.
And Going to the moon will be one step closer to God.
Wow. That's quite a powerful stance. May I?
Yes.
I do like the power that comes with this, and certainly being one step closer to the heavens is quite a nice stance. I kind of like that as part of my title, President and halfway to the heavens. But I know there's also people that would be very terrified of this, and not everyone necessarily believes in heaven, so I don't know if I could really stand with you knowing that there are plenty of people that don't agree with your methods or your stances.
That's true. We'd be missing out on some demographics there.
Well, there's more parties. There's
There's
more
more
parties
parties.
to explore. Don't worry. Let's explore some other parties. Let's see where we're at.
We're in America.
Pollster? Any
Yes,
parties polling?
In the United States of America, we have multiple political parties, and here's the second one.
Oh my.
What's he got to say?
It's not a carrot, by the way. Don't eat it. Oh dear.
You're right. Sorry. So I am the Democratic Party. Thelonius. Nice to meet you.
Oh, so friendly. Thank you.
Yeah, we're very friendly. So as you know, as the governor of the moon, we do love space.
Okay.
And how does it sound? I heard you saying earlier you wanted to be hip with the now and the cool teens.
Ah, yes.
Talk about free education.
That's true.
We're all about trying to get people to go to college to get better jobs, and what better way to say that than free education?
That's true. That would set up a good foundation, and I do like building a new future. Granted, I want everyone to have a chance to expand NASA and make it to the moon, so there are benefits there. I'm not sure exactly how to pay for it. I mean, certainly the children aren't going to have the money. I imagine I would require their parents to fork over a lot of money, and they're not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, but see, we don't worry about that. We just wait for somebody else to worry about that. We just worry about getting what's done when needs to be done.
I mean, there's some good parts to that, but I don't know if I could go wholeheartedly. This is rather difficult.
So,
Miss Lennon, do you have any insight?
We do have a new snake spin doctor, and this would be a perfect area to get some opinions from him.
Indeed.
I don't know. I hear all these stories about the elephants and the donkeys. I think everybody's talking about a third party. And I think the third party, we could call it something a little bit different. We could call it the snake party, for crying out loud. And we don't have to deal with these elephants and these donkeys now. I don't know. We got a lot of possibilities here. So what do you guys think? What about the snake party?
What? So, Thelonius, I mean...
Let him decide.
Yeah, how is that striking you? It sounds like you're not gelling too much with either of these major parties. Is the snake party your style?
I mean, I guess it has a nice ring to it, but I think in the end we all need to chill, as I've heard the young people are saying. So let's take a moment and chill and stop this whole snowballing of all this decisiveness and choosing one side or another. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be the leader of all the people, not just the people who are elephants and support elephants and people that are donkeys or even snakes and zombies that are voting for me. Thank you, zombies out there. But really, I don't see a reason why I have to choose one party. I might as well just choose you all. I'll represent the donkeys and get their interests out of the way. I'll represent the elephants, and I think there's a way that everyone can be happy, right? It's the modern age. We're all crazy. We can do this.
The candidate of everybody.
Exactly.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It's pretty straightforward, really. It's like they say, don't
be a fool. Sucker. Yes, that's what I said.
Henry here got on the train with $200. He couldn't see any harm in a friendly game of cards. What if the other men were strangers? And take Joe Collins. He's got a nice wife at home. But after the first couple of drinks. There's a good old-fashioned word for us. We call them suckers. And there are other people. People who stay up nights figuring out how to take away what they've got. Mike here, for instance. He's got everything in me. He's young, he's healthy, got a job. Plenty of food. Big factories to make things a man can use. Big cities to do the business. And people. Lots of people. Enough to work the farm and build the factories, dig the mines, and run the business. All kinds of people. People from different countries with different religions, different colored skins. Free people. They can live together and work together and build America together because they're free. Free to vote, to say what they please, go to their own churches, to pick their own jobs. Yeah, Mike's got something, all right. He's got America. But there are guys who stay up nights figuring out how to take that away from him.
I happen to know the facts. Now, friends, I'm just an average American. But I'm an American, and some of the things I see in this country of ours make my blood boil. Now, I ask you, if we allow this thing to go on, what's going to become of us real Americans?
I've heard this kind of talk before, but I never expected to hear it in America.
This fellow seems to know what he's talking about. What are we real Americans going to do about it? You'll find it right here in this little pamphlet.
Do you believe in that kind of talk?
I don't know, makes pretty good sense to me. And I tell you, friends, we'll never be able to call this country our own until it's a country without. Without what? Yeah, without what? Without alien foreigners. Without Catholics. Without Freemasons. You know these people.
What's wrong with the Masons? I'm a Mason. Hey, that fellow's talking about me.
And that makes a difference, doesn't it?
These are your enemies. These are the people who are trying to take over our country. Now you know them. You know what they stand for. And it's up to you and me to fight them. Fight them and destroy them before they destroy us. Thank you.
Before he said Masons, you were ready to agree with him.
Well, yes, but he was talking about... What about those other people?
But in this country, we have no other people. We are American people also.
What about you? You aren't American, are you?
I was born in Hungary, but now I am an American citizen. And I have seen what this kind of talk can do. I saw it in Berlin.
What were you doing there?
I was a professor at the university. I heard the same words we have heard today. But I was a fool then. I thought Nazis were crazy people, stupid fanatics. But unfortunately, it was not so. You see, they knew that they were not strong enough to conquer a unified country. So they split Germany into small groups. They used prejudice as a practical weapon to cripple the nation. Of course, that was not easy to do. They had to work hard to do it. You see, we human beings are not born with prejudices. Always they are made for us, made by someone who wants something. Remember that when you hear this kind of talk. Somebody is going to get something out of it, and it isn't going to be you. This is not classroom theory. I saw it happen. I saw it first in Berlin in 1932. 5 young men that I knew were standing in the crowd listening to the Nazi speaker. Eric was a Catholic. Anton, a student of mine, was a Jew. Heinrich owned a small hardware store. Karl was a farmer. And Hans was an unemployed metal worker.
To all Bavarian Germans, I say it is time you inherited the nation which rightfully belongs to you. To you alone belongs the glorious destiny of the greater Germany. The Nazi Party will provide land for the farmer, work for the worker, and profits for the small businessman. Who is getting these things now? The Jew. The Jew who has stolen our nation and our birthright. Who makes all the money and takes all our jobs? The Jew! He must be shunned. He must be ostracized. He must be eliminated. And the Catholics. We don't want our great nation run by a foreign church. We Germans will know what to do with these people when the time comes. They and their faith must be destroyed. Then there are the Freemasons. In Germany, we have no place for secret societies. There will be only one society, and that is the Nazi Party. There will be no secrecy about that in the new Greater Germany.
One by one, he attacked each minority and he split them off one from the other. These men were all fellow Germans when they came here today. Now they were split into rival groups, suspicious of each other, hating each other. They were being swindled, all of them. But the man who was really being fooled was Hans. He was pure German, according to Nazi standards. To him they promised everything, and he fell for it. That's how Hans became a Superman. They gave him a uniform and they pumped up his ego. He wasn't just a little fellow out of work anymore. He was a member of the master race. Hans and thousands of others like him, all playing a sucker's game. They gambled with other people's liberty, and of course they lost their own. A nation of suckers. Hitler needed these people. There was lots of work to be done. There were trade unions to be smashed, because unions were organized and might offer resistance. There were many political parties in Germany. These the Nazis destroyed. They were determined to smash every organization where people might band together and resist them. There were Jews to be beaten and killed. The Jews were not powerful, but they were a convenient excuse for all the nation's ills. And besides, a Nazi party member could not take over this man's store. Hundreds of Catholics were put in jail because the Catholic Church had strength and could resist the Nazi drive for power. They had split the nation into 100 pieces, and then one by one, they had destroyed the pieces. Over these broken pieces, the Nazis rode into power. One party, one nation, one religion. These men had won their struggle for power. They now ruled all of Germany. But still they had trouble with their oldest and most persistent enemy, the truth. They found that truth does not die easily, and so they decided to abolish truth. One great source of truth is literature, so they burned books, 20 million of them. Many great men in Germany who were spokesmen for truth were jailed or driven from their country. Teachers, writers, scientists. Education was discouraged. In 5 years, college attendance dropped 53%. It was forbidden to listen to a British radio program or read an American newspaper. In Nazi Germany, you had to get your information from Dr. Goebbels. He knew what was best for you. The church was one force in Germany still strong enough to proclaim the truth in public. This Catholic priest was arrested the following day on charges of immorality. The Protestant church also continued to try and fight for truth. The Nazis put this man in a concentration camp. There were others who spoke for truth, and I am proud to say that educators were among them.
And what, may I ask, is an Aryan? I don't know myself. But let us see what our present so-called authorities have to say about him. They say he is tall, slender, blue-eyed, and blonde. There is no Aryan race. And more important, there is no master race. There are people who may find these ideas convenient, but science cannot support them. There is no scientific proof that there's any correlation between a man's racial characteristics and his native ability or character. In all racial groups, we find the same range of potentialities. We find idiots and geniuses. We find criminals and philanthropists. We must judge each man as an individual and not by the color of his skin or his eyes or by the length of his nose. And remember that there is no master race. That is a scientific truth. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying.
And so for all practical purposes, truth had been abolished in Germany. A lot of my German friends wondered what had hid them. How did it happen? Where did it start? It started right here. And this was where it could have been stopped. If those people had stood together, if they had protected each other, they could have resisted the Nazi threat. Together they would have been strong. But once they allowed themselves to be split apart, they were helpless. When that first minority lost out, everybody lost out. They made the mistake of gambling with other people's freedom. Now let's see how those bets paid off. Karl the farmer was gambling on a better life for himself. What he got was extra hours of back-breaking work, as much as 100 hours a week. He was forced to stay on his land and produce what he was told to produce, because now Hitler was preparing for war. For Heinrich, who owned a hardware store, the bet didn't pay off either. 104,000 small businesses were closed in 2 years. And for Hans, conditions hadn't improved any. He had a job now in a munitions factory, but he worked long hours for little pay. The working conditions grew increasingly bad. And even though he didn't like the job, he wasn't permitted to leave it. And when Hitler decided the time was right, Germany went to war. Not by declaring war, but by a carefully prepared sneak attack. Once again, Hitler needed Hans to do his dirty work. Hans was an expert at brutality this time, and Hitler had decided to use Hans and his brutality against other peoples, the Czechs, the Poles, the French, the Russians. But in the crucial test of war, Hitler's race theories didn't pay off. His pure-blooded supermen were defeated by the mongrel armies he despised. By the British of El Alamein. By the Russians at Stalingrad. Then on D-Day by American soldiers of every color and religion, who smashed across the Normandy beaches and drove on through to the heart of Germany. For the misguided Germans who had swallowed the Nazi bait, the Nazi game did not pay off. The continent of Europe was strewn with millions of German bodies, pure Aryan bodies. Karl the farmer was left in the snow outside of Moscow. Heinrich stayed in Italy at Salerno. And Hans, who was going to rule the world, got only a little patch of Normandy that he could call his own.
We must never let that happen to us or to our country. We must never let ourselves be divided by race or color or religion, because in this country we all belong to minority groups. I was born in Hungary. You are a Mason. These are minorities. And then you belong to other minority groups too. You are a farmer. You have blue eyes. You go to the Methodist Church. Your right to belong to these minorities is a precious thing. You have a right to be what you are and say what you think, because here we have personal freedom. We have liberty. And these are not just fancy words. This is a practical and priceless way of living. But we must work at it.
We must guard everyone's liberty, or we can lose our own. If we allow any minority to lose its freedom by persecution or by prejudice, we are threatening our own freedom. And this is not simply an idea. This is good, hard common sense. You see, here in America is not a question whether we tolerate minorities. America is minorities. And that means you and me. So let's not be suckers. We must not allow the freedom or dignity of any man to be threatened by any act or word. Let's be selfish about it. Let's forget about we and they. Let's think about us.
Things are coming together. We've learned not to be suckers, to not divide people based on ideology or class or creed. America is about all of us.
Exactly. Yep. I think we're in a good position to take this country by storm, and it feels so good. I'm so happy.
I'm here for you, man. You're gonna go places. And in honor of our man Thelonius, to kickstart his campaign as he rides off towards Washington to be the next president of these United States in November, and to, of course, celebrate the 4th of July with you at home. We have a special musical presentation prepared that is very 2016, but it's also for the ages.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Blizzard Wizard, if you'll start us off, please.
Hold on.
There we go.
Okay, we got it.
All right, love it. Okay, what else you got? Oh, nice. Okay, everybody else, let's bring in what we got over here. Come on back, guys. Come on back. We gotta make this real. We gotta make it count. For America, guys. For America.
Marvelous.
I feel like bald eagles were just born. Oh. Happy 4th of July, everybody. And as always, pleasant nightmares. Bye, guys.
What is America to me? A name, a map, or a flag I see, a certain word, democracy. What is America to me? A house I live in, a plot of earth, a street, the grocer and the butcher, and the people that I meet, the children in the playground, the faces that I see, all races and religions, that's America to me. The place I work in, the worker at my side, the little town or city where my people lived and died, the howdy and the handshake, the air of feeling free, and the right to speak my mind out, that's America to me. the things I see about me, the big things and the small, the little corner newsstand and the house a mile tall, the wedding and the churchyard, the laughter and the tears, the dream that's been a-growing for 150 years. The town I live in, the street, the house, the room, the pavement of the city, or a garden all in bloom, the church, the school, the clubhouse, the million lights I see, but especially the people. That's America to me.
So long, man.
The time has come, Thelonius. Yes, the moment of truth. It's road trip time.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
Off we go to Washington.
Let's go.
Get into the Gauntly mobile. Woo! All right, get your cape in there. Places, everyone. We're going to take this nation by storm. Thelonius 2016.